Welcome back, Overwatch fans, to another amazing night.
We have a fantastic match tonight, no question about it.
Oh my god, yes!
Look up a run! Make sure they can't even follow up afterwards.
And Watchers down 2 in this fight thus far. Make that 3, make that 4 right now here. Dynamic team gets a 4-man tire!
Those who find the picks will save the fights, and they don't really need to save what they've already won.
100 gets 3! Wins the Primal Rage!
Experience tranquility.
Good afternoon, evening, and night, everybody. I am Time Monster. Welcome back to Tranquility Gaming. Still trying to say Tranquility Overwatch. Got to get out of that habit. Welcome back. We are in Transcendence tier. Battalion versus Epizeuxis. 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 I got it. Don't worry. I got it.
No, don't worry. We'll be saying it right.
Yeah, we will. But I am joined here today by Rudy TG. I believe this is your first cast in Tranquility, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, actually just joined this season, so I'm super excited to see where this takes us. A lot of commitment, and very excited to see, especially for this first match right here. We got a Battalion versus Epizeuxis. This is actually Battalion is a team where I actually recognize some of the players because a bunch of them played over in SVB tournaments and also Get Good as well. So super excited to see people like Greninja, Star Platinum on that team. And then Epizeuxis, obviously not familiar with them, but I've heard some pretty good things about both of these teams in the past.
And for those of you who don't quite remember anybody on this team, you might have your memory jogged when I say a lot of the members of Epizeuxis are actually former members of Devil Dukes from, I believe at the very least. A lot of these players are from the Marsupial Org, a very well-loved organization within Tranquility. They split off, I believe, from the Marsupial organization, now playing here on their own to try and make a name for themselves in Transcendence tier. And as for Battalion, a lot of you remember them for having the ridiculous playoffs run they had at the end of last season as the 8th seed, making all the way to semifinals, blasting through opponent after opponent, the only team to take a single map off of the dominant alpha.
That is so interesting. So yeah, I'm super excited to see what these teams have in store, especially Battalion here. And gotta say, I'm pretty impressed with your knowledge of the lore here in Tranquility. Hopefully, I can absorb that knowledge from you, my elder. Please give me it.
You need to it's like the fusion dance, except instead of fusing, I just
Oh, I can do that, dude. I
knowledge.
practiced that in middle school all the time, so I got you. Don't worry.
It's go away.
Well.
But we should be going to the game soon, and for the first 2 weeks of Tranquility, as most of you might know already, it will be starting off on Busan. Out of the 3 points, what kind of compositions do you expect to see these teams playing most often?
Yeah, so Busan is a lot like the other control maps, where it's a map where you see a whole lot of different types of compositions based on which portion of the map that you're in. So for downtown Busan and also Shrine Busan as well, which are the more open of the two map types in the map, I definitely expect to see a lot of Wrecking Ball. I mean, Wrecking Ball compositions, in my opinion, are the most meta compositions. Right now, they're the most dominant. If you run them with the Briggs Zen backline, maybe you can get away with an Ana as well, but Briggs Zen really works to enable the Wrecking Ball to, be the tank player that can go in, get the kills alongside the Tracer and the Sombra as well if you choose to run them. Those points, I would definitely expect to see a whole lot of Wrecking Ball. And even on one of the more closed off types like Mecha Base, you could still run a lot of Wrecking Ball as well, although teams do tend to steer more towards Brawl when it comes to those more closed off portions of the map. But I mean, yeah, I'm a big Wrecking Ball sim, so I don't know if you've picked up on that yet, but I would definitely expect to see a whole lot. But if not that, either Double Shield or Brawl is pretty much the meta in terms of what you would expect in these competitive matches.
Yeah, I think that another thing about the ball compositions is just how good they are as a sort of punish comp and how mechanically they are most likely the highest peak composition available. When you look at something like Double Bubble, yes, Winston has very high peaks as a main tank hero, but the peaks of ball comps are ridiculously high. When you look at the off tank and the support positions, Ana is excellent, but Zenyatta's peaks are higher in my opinion. Not much, but a little bit. And then you have, for example, Diva, a lot of the time can do a lot more and is very mechanically demanding compared to the Zarya of the Double Bubble composition. So, it's kind of interesting how Dive has transitioned into that more mechanical punish comp than it is on this frontline engage composition that we've seen throughout almost all of Overwatch's history.
Yeah, because I think one of the core aspects of that might just be because of how malleable the comp is as well. Like, your Wrecking Ball, like in traditional dive, if you were playing Winston, your Winston dives, you no longer have like an effective person to go in and make the dive along with the others. But if a Wrecking Ball dies, not only can he get to point a lot faster on the respawn, but also you have so many other players to work with, like your Tracer Sombra in the backline as well, and then Diva can switch from being solely focused on supporting the backline to then being the diver herself. So I mean, just so many opportunities you could do with that composition.
Yeah, and so I remember I might have just missed something, but you talked about Sanctuary and you talked about Mecha Base. Downtown is a map where you can see a lot of different things played.
Yeah,
You
that's
can see a lot
probably
of
the most like I guess balanced if you want to like in terms of like meta stuff you can run like double shield, brawl, dive, wrecking ball, all that jazz on there.
and I think one of the most normal comps you would normally see is the 6-man, the goth goats, the zombie comp, whatever you want to call it, where you run, like the classic Winston, Moira, Lucio composition to go really aggressive, do a lot of, like frontline engages, rush things down. Do you expect to see that on this map? Because I believe it was the preseason where we saw a lot of 6-man ran on Busan.
Six man is kind of the name of the game. It seems like with a lot of control maps, especially Lijiang, and some of them on some of those maps that are on Lijiang as well. A lot of 6-man is run. So wouldn't be surprised to see it on downtown. Actually, now that I think about it, it is pretty preferable to be running that over like a Reinhardt or something, just because you have more high ground mobility on downtown as well. It being downtown, so there's a lot of high ground on that map, so having the Winston to punish people who might be up on top of like the buildings and stuff might be preferable than running double shield or Reinhardt compositions. But like I said, I'm also a simp for the wrecking ball, so I think that a wrecking ball could honestly just do the same thing as well. But honestly, it just at this, and even especially at this rank, like team preference is very much a factor here. So if a team is much more preferable to be on that 6-man rather than a wrecking ball, which they might not be as preferable to be on, depending on what heroes the players want to be on, then yeah, I see no problem with running 6-man.
And sorry for this taking quite as long as it is. Somebody fell into their toilet, is what we're going to be saying.
Yeah,
So-
the chat is it's quite something.
If you need to blame somebody, it's not me. It's not him. I'm not going to name any names. You can figure it out later. Oh, he's alive.
Oh, he is alive. That's good. I was getting ready to plan the funeral. To be honest with you,
He found his
My-
way out of the toilet. It's
he
a miracle.
did. Yeah, but yeah, I'm super excited to see how this series goes. Like I said, it's my first Tranquility cast, and I'm super excited to see where the maps take us, especially since losers picked, and we get to see Assault super early, which is usually something where in a lot of these tournaments, Assault actually tends to be in like the later half of the match rather than right in map number 2. So I'm gonna be very excited to see which maps these guys pull out for whoever loses.
And it also lets you know if you're gonna get your draws out early. You're not gonna have to wait until map 4 to be like, all right, are we gonna have a draw in this game, or are we good? It's good to get those out of the way early, in my opinion. It's also good to not have to deal with 2CP, but once Overwatch 2 comes out, we'll have that fun. But
We'll
for
be
now-
free.
We'll be free, exactly. But for now, I'll take this kind of control map in exchange for 2CP. And how do you feel about this Sigma pick?
Sigma's definitely a hero that we do not see a whole lot of nowadays, or they might be just changing them around.
they're baiting, yeah.
Who even knows if they're going Sigma at this point? They might be going. Okay, it looks like they're gonna lock in the Diva. Yeah, I was about to say definitely not preferable, but teams do tend to run it here on Mecha Base just because they want the different angles. But even then, a Diva would be preferable. But both teams are gonna be running the tried and true May Cassidy with the Lucio Baptiste backline, the mirror matchup. That's pretty common nowadays.
First wall's always important here. Golo caught a little bit off guard. Lamps traded. Gonna just be a little bit of a slugfest for a short amount of time. Good positioning here. Tell him pushing up, playing aggressive. No shield for Golo. Gonna mean he's taking a lot of damage and frozen as well. But it's Golo who goes down first, as it should be expected. Without a barrier, you're just a piece of meat waiting to be picked up, and it looks like this is just cleanup right now.
Yeah, fantastic wall from Star Platinum. Easily separates Golo from the rest of their team. Support's not able to traverse the wall, unfortunately, and even though they're still fighting for this point, is going to be very quickly in the favor of a Battalion here on the red team.
Actually, they did a good job of cleaning up. Nothing too spectacular, nothing too dangerous either. It's a good cleanup from Battalion to take out Epizeuxis early. And how do you think they're going to come in and re-engage?
Well, they're going to the traditional high path right here. You do got a couple ultimates online, such as the Deadeye and the Blizzard, but the window from Sushi is going to come out really early and kind of negate the Blizzard.
That might be a bit of an old investment too much, potentially. Rajin gets 2 kills. Blizzard as well, and this is a very, very hefty investment for a fight that you most likely want early. Not what you want to see, really, from Battalion. They're going to have to keep control with just a self-destruct.
Yeah, honestly, I'm kind of impressed that they were able to get those 2 ultimates up so early, but both Blizzards now committed here on the side, so if you're Battalion, or if you're Epizeuxis, you are thinking the stars that you don't have to worry about the Blizzard for this fight. Unfortunately, now you are going to have to worry about that Diva Bomb that I forget the name of, that I haven't played this game in so long, my apologies. Oh, and it gets a slide, too.
Yeah, it's a good split as well. The pin, though, they get 2 kills. It's looking good here for Epizeuxis, finally having an advantage. Self-destruct from Cam just for the remake. Not going to find any elimination. Still up 1 with no main tank for the side of Battalion yet. They need to make something happen right now. But Baptiste a little bit split off. He gets taken down. Sushi's felled by Frozen. And it looks like both sides taking a little bit of trading blows. Rajin's on the backside. He's gotten 2 kills. He's an absolute monster right now, and they're bringing it back. It looks like Battalion are not to be disturbed, not to be perturbed. They just steamroll back in.
I was going to make the comments like, oh my gosh, what is Raijin doing on this flank line? He's going to get staggered from the rest of his team, and they're going to take long to get to the point. But no, they just decided to go all the way through the main underpass there and just help out Raijin after he gets those 2 picks from the backline. Honestly, Epizeuxis is kind of slow to respond to him in that backline.
And I feel like Battalion need to be a little bit more ready for that push across the other side. That's the second time they got a little bit caught off guard, but you're not getting caught off guard this time. Both supports dead early. This is almost a guaranteed one fight for the defending team. Epizeuxis probably going to need to look to reconsider their options for round 2.
And you saw there that they were not afraid to let that point even be contested. They knew they had the window and the Deadeye Cassidy ult on lock. All that was needed was for Chuzzle to go and contest that final point, and they get the team wipe very easily. So looking pretty clean for Battalion here so far, but as we say here, the brawl is not going to be as preferable to run on these next 2 portions than it was on Mecha Base. So we will see a a comp swap on the side of both sides here.
6 man.
6 men on the side of Epizeuxis.
Pretty expected. That's what we were talking about earlier, as well as the ball comp. A little bit confused on the Sombra and Sigma. What's your take on that?
It is kind of confusing, especially since you don't have that 4th player, the off tank, to be able to dive in whenever you get value from the Sombra hacks. But I guess they just want to value their backline more so than any aggression that they might have forward. But that's going to bite them, unfortunately, when Star Platinum goes down really early in that team fight.
Our Platinum tried to get an aggressive Translocator, immediately taken out. What are you doing here? What do you think you're doing? Excellent hack onto Tell him. You're just immediately going to lose this fight at 7 days a week. Epizeuxis coming out very, very strong on this 6-man.
Yeah, coming out very strongly, and more importantly, getting the early ultimate advantage, which is a very key thing in this 6-man, especially since you really are going to be depending on the rotation of the ultimates to engage, like this Coalescence. Another hack onto Telm is going to stop the pile driver as it comes in, and he's going to get punished for it.
He's being kept up a little bit in the backline, not able to farm EMP. Might be coming up a little bit later, but it's mostly just good that he is already pretty far forward on that now. Chuzzle didn't even realize you've got a Flux on the field. It's coming out. Oh, and the Coalescence doesn't hit anything! Are you kidding me? That's just another fight win for... I mean, that's just incredible from Epizeuxis.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to be committing to this Sigma, you have to at least hit the most important part of their ultimate, which is that Flux. But pretty clean sweep for Epizeuxis here, and now you've got this EMP and this barrier, the sound barrier for defense as well. While on the side of Battalion, another EMP to there as well. So Star Platinum is going to be looking for this Lucio to try to get them as well, or hack them up, or either with the EMP so that they cannot commit the sound barrier. And it looks like they haven't found them, actually.
Like you said, it's all about these EMPs. They're both supportals are ready, but we do have a pause called by Chuzzle on the side of Epizeuxis, I believe. No, it is from Battalion. Pause. What do you think's going on here?
Yeah, so right now, Sly, you can see, I don't know if it's available on stream, but he's actually hiding. He's going to be hiding up on the high ground right here, waiting for that EMP to come out with Star Platinum. But since he's up, or they're up on the high ground, they're not going to be able to really help the rest of their team to move around. So Moira's not going to be able to keep up with Winston as much. So it's kind of a, how do you say? It's kind of a risky strategy what Sly's playing at, but they definitely won't get caught by the Sombra EMP. But it looks like Star Platinum doesn't even need to really commit the EMP right now, unless they see actually all the players that are grouped up right here for Epizeuxis. They're kind of all grouped up on the point right now, so Star Platinum might actually go ahead and go for this EMP. But if they do, they get countered by the beat, and then Frozen can just use the EMP of their own. So pretty tricky situation for Battalion to run into. And with 70% left, if they lose this team fight, it's going to be hard for them to come back.
Yeah, it's got to be on this EMP. Sly is in a position to catch it, so it's all on Star Platinum. The pressure's on his shoulders right now to get the individual hack and then get the EMP. I also think something important. Sushi doesn't quite have the Transcendence, but based on Frozen's positioning, it's going to be up by the time Sushi...
They'll definitely get it.
It's going to be up. Yeah.
Yeah.
They actually came into that with about 60% to the full EMP. Gave them enough time to farm out this Transcendence, 40% gained just from poking around. That might be a mistake. If you can catch the Zenyatta off guard without a Transcendence, that's basically an immediate fight win. You don't need to worry about anything after that.
Yeah, and based on where Epizeuxis is positioned right now, they're in no way to even try to contest the Brig Zen at this point. They're up all the way in one of the houses, while the rest of them are... Epizeuxis is just kind of stacked onto point right here. They have to, because actually their flex support True is kind of low on health, so they have to kind of regroup and make sure that Golo and True are both healed up here. But yeah, like we said, it's gonna be tricky. But if Sushi can get that Transcendence to work in response to the sound barrier, then Battalion has a chance here.
Yeah, it's... Oh, speaking of having a chance, we actually have a chance of the game starting again because our pauser just returned.
Yeah, he came back from the 5th dimension. It was a tactical pause. He was like Doctor Strange, where he wanted to see all 40 million potential futures.
Ooh, that's a dangerous hack. And there's the supports taken out. No Transcendence to reply to that EMP, and they're going in deep, but there's the sound barrier on the other side. Sly gets it off at the last second. Golo can't quite pop the Primal Rage. You needed that to keep your main tank alive. And now it's looking 100% Battalion favored. Pulse bombs out, takes out Harihiro. And now Battalion finally gets to step their toes on point.
They do, and they will get the flip right here. But another important thing to mention here is that the abundance of ultimates that Epizeuxis have available for them. No support ultimates, however. Chudonger might be able to get his Goalescence up in time, but if it gets canceled out by the Transcendence or the Minefield coming in from the enemy team, then this push might be for naught.
Sushi, all the pressure on the world on this guy right now to hit a good Transcendence to prevent the value, but there's the Minefield looking good. There goes Harihiro, taken out early. Cam does get the self-destruct kill, though, as well as a DMEC. Didn't even notice that. Primal Rage in the backline, going in aggressive, trying to find some offensive value, and it's starting to look like Battalion might start to crumble. Frozen takes out his mirror as well. Coalescence, there's no Transcendence out quite yet, saving it just for the right moment. And Frozen takes out a second, can't quite save it with the Transcendence, and you give up the cap. Not looking great right now. This bomb needs to be big. It doesn't catch anything, though, and the Death Blossom in the backline gets both supports. Looks like it's time over for Battalion, and Epizeuxis will not be going down without a fight.
Yeah, Sushi with the Transcendence in the backline, honestly, holds on for it for a tad midge longer than might have been necessary. With the rally from Greninja out in full force, probably felt like they didn't need to commit it, but the Wrecking Ball on his Team Talon was so low and actually got caught by the rest of the team while Golo was busy kind of causing mayhem in the backline. So priorities not exactly where they needed to be, but that's okay. You still got this third map Shrine, where you can still make the comeback if you're Battalion here.
It's looking like we might see another run of the 6-man though, which I'm a little bit confused about. I'm not sure if I would go for this personally, especially because of how good the ball comp could be against it, especially with so much damage from a Sigma and a legs.
Yeah, this legs is actually going to be so pivotal to Battalion's counter of this 6-man. The fact that they can just run around and pretty much avoid all of these dives that are coming after them, because 6-man, you know, it's in the name. They have to move as a 6-man unit. There can't be any detractors unless Frozen actually kind of wants to go on their own little mission here. But actually they will be targeting the backline here, and it was pretty good jump, but Sigma is going to be there for the defense.
It's a good engage, doesn't quite find as much as you want. Hariro does take out the enemy Wrecking Ball. You lost your mech, you lost your Reaper too. Golo's going in with 60 HP, he's taken down as well. You got Trio taking one as the Moira, but Baby Diva elimination is not going to be enough, potentially. Yeah, it's looking all Chuzzle in the kill feed right now. Taking the point early is Battalion.
Yeah, and you know what? That's the benefit of running the Sigma, is that, like I said earlier, the extra defense for the backline, making sure that your Zenyatta doesn't just need to rely on the Brig in order to keep them alive against some of these tankier compositions. So Chuzzle playing that really nice. Also Star Platinum being able to just stand on point and just pepper in damage from afar really is going to make things difficult for this Epizeuxis team.
Really good Wrecking Ball engage, potentially? No. Just landing on the drum. Raging drops low, but has the recall to keep themselves alive. A little bit of a poke on point, trying to keep themselves alive on the 6-man. Coalescence as well, keeping up that Winston, burning the Brigitte down to ribbons. This flux seems to be big, it looks like it is, as well as a Pulse Bomb takes themselves out, but at this point, you're feeling confident as your Battalion.
Nice Pulse Bomb from Raijin to get onto their, you know, main healer, which is True on the Moira. Pivotal for that fight, because now you don't have enough to keep up Cab and Golo as they commit to try to get Sushi in the backline, who was actually pretty low, had to commit the rally from Greninja to even stay alive. But just nice work all around from Battalion, and they will have a 63% lead. However, Frozen with this EMP, going to be looking for a lot of value here. Going on this back line, just trying to find a target. He sees the back line all the way in.
Gonna be the Winston engage very soon, coming around this corner.
Oh, the rock
Yeah,
just pummels the monkey's face. No respect.
Perfectly stalling the engage, lets you get a minefield and a tactical visor as well. Transcendence just gonna keep everybody alive for safe measure. Primal Rage can't do much when you're in the middle of Tranquility, and Sound Barrier as well. We need to have a touch soon, but you're playing so far up, so far aggressive, you need the support in your Winston as well. Self-destruct does find one, and now that the cap's starting to come through, it looks like Battalion's finally gonna let go of this point just a little bit.
Yeah, and I'm a bit confused because Frozen committed the EMP, but I don't know if they thought that other players were going to be around as well, but they pretty much solo EMP'd Star Platinum on the legs, which didn't do too much to legs, if you can imagine.
No, I can't run.
Oh no, I can't run. Yeah, let me just fill you with lead instead. But yeah, that's an ultimate that they actually really could have used in these next engagements.
Frozen almost got caught out. You're coming into this basically a 5v6 for a moment, waiting for the Stormer to get out, and immediately you punish the Diva. Great Critic Flux. You lost your Sen, but it's not looking like it's going to matter too much. Never mind, Haruro finds two with the Death Blossom. Pulse Bomb takes him out, but with only tanks remaining, you can't win that one.
Yeah, and I feel like it's so hard to use the Death Blossom when you're going up against a comp like this Wrecking Ball, where everybody's kind of in different directions, so you can't get a whole lot of value out of it, but just managing to find the perfect time to use it is pretty impressive if you ask me. And now you've got a somewhat comfortable ultimate rotation going on for Epizeuxis here. You've got the Coalescence, and you're pretty close to getting the Sombra EMP as well, and that's going to lead them to potentially closing out the rest of this map in very comfortable fashion, but not if your main support gets caught out like that.
I mean, there's one support left, and it's the Coalescencing Moira, and the backline takes out the Sigma. That's a great engage, even if you lose some of your backline. You're just like, I don't give a damn. This ball can do whatever he wants. We're just going to kill the rest of his team.
Yeah, Telm was trying to commit to the point right there. Unfortunately, Frozen is there to get his number, and now you're sitting on an EMP, 87% left for Epizeuxis, very comfortable lead here, but a number of ultimates on the side of Battalion with the rally to start off. But Sushi goes down.
The Zen's taken out immediately from the EMP. Frozen's on the ball right there. Tell him trying to bring things back with the minefield. Doesn't look like it's going to mean much, though. He's hacked. He's taken down. Primal Rage on the point as well, just to push people away. Pulse Bomb, they might be able to clutch this back. Raijin's already done it once before. Can he do it a second time? Golo takes out the Brigitte. That's no more healing on the point right now, just waiting for the Zen to crawl his way back. Star Platinum on the Doomfist. He takes out Golo. It's looking good for them. The Battalion might claw this back. Transcendence keeping everybody alive just for a moment, just for a sliver of time. DMX so close to falling from Cam. Has to stay alive. The Doomfist falls. Frozen, mindful elimination, probably with a hack too, and Frozen with another kill. He finds two. Raijin, though, does not want to be taken down lightly. He's not going down without a huge fight. Haruro takes out two as well. The Tracer's on fire at the moment. Big pile drive tries to clean up the point a little bit, but oh my goodness. Third kill for the Tracer right now. He's unstoppable at the moment. Just one player left is the Doomfist. The Cap's coming in.
Yeah, the Cap's coming in. Nobody's going to be able to touch. Map 1 goes to the team who shall not be named. Mainly because it's just so hard to name them, to be honest with you. I think I've said it like 5 different times just this first map alone. Haruhiro with the heroics there. Honestly, almost Raijin on the enemy team. Almost clutched it out for their team by getting that pulse bomb onto the Moira, which obviously disabled their healings, which made it easier to kill off the Winston and the Diva, obviously. But then Frozen manages to find 2 people who are weak with their passive, kills them off, and then Haruhiro comes back on that Tracer to just pummel the rest of them into the ground. And combine that with their heroics on Reaper earlier in the match, I would say, pretty deserving of that play of the game.
It's a small thing, but it's so good to see them not crumble in the face of defeat like that, even though they, still had most of the control. That was a situation that I've seen a lot of teams crumple and just lose faith in themselves, where you've got the Transcendence from the other side. You're not able to kill anything for a moment. You're like, oh my god, they're going to make it back. They're going to make the comeback. And then they stayed strong. They stayed with their bearings. They didn't lose their composure, and they just waited for the Transcendence out and just killed people afterwards. Really good performance there from Epizeuxis.
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 Epizeuxis. Epipen?
And speaking of, I don't know why I'm saying speaking of, but our next map is going to be Temple of Anubis. Unfortunately, we don't get to talk about Volskaya Industries. Everybody knows we talk about Volskaya Industries.
I was excited to hear it, honestly.
Yeah, I'll talk about it anyways. Do you know the one thing Volskaya has that no other map has other than Russians?
Hold on, let's just sit in complete silence until I think of an answer.
If you don't have an answer, that's fine. That's an acceptable answer to not have an answer.
Except Russians?
Except for, being in Russia, what's the only thing Volskaya has that no other map has?
I literally can't think of anything. No.
He's an idiot. Volskaya Industries is the only map in the game to have a statue with eyelashes.
A statue with eyelashes. Is it because it's a statue of is it a statue of Zarya, or is it just some other random chick?
It's Volskaya. It's the Lady Volskaya. I believe the one like an ancestor to Lady Volskaya or something. I can't remember. It's something about the lore and defeating the Omnics, blah blah blah.
Wait, so what's the statue on King's Row? Is that Mundata?
It's Mundata, yep.
Oh, okay.
So that means Volskaya Industries is the only map in the game that has a statue with eyelashes. Only reason I think that's interesting, what kind of statue is eyelashes? Who takes their time to look at a statue, think, you know what this thing needs? Eyelashes.
David, like the statue of David has eyelashes.
Does it actually?
I'm pretty sure most of the other things on good statues are really anatomically correct, especially from the classical era, which is kind of what a lot of statue makers base their statues off of and their techniques and stuff. So I would imagine a lot of I mean, I literally have a Twitter profile banner, not to plug my Twitter or anything. Follow me, Rudy TG. But I have a Twitter banner where I'm sitting next to like a statue of Mark Twain, and like the eyelashes on that dude are insane. Like they spent so much time getting their eyelashes right. So, you know, I guess that's the thing for statue makers. If you ever want to be a statue maker when you grow up, just look at Overwatch, see how well that Volskaya statue has it so
Yeah.
far.
Let's stop talking about statues and eyelashes. Let's start talking about Overwatch. It's
Okay.
it's a composition on the defense. Not gonna say if it's good or bad because I don't want to be toxic, but it's a comp.
Double sniper with the Ash sniper setup instead of the Widowmaker. No damage boost on the side there, so they're just gonna stick purely to defense here. Interesting. I'm gonna be interested to see where Haruhiro and Frozen set up here, because they could easily be set up in situations where they're gonna be susceptible to dives, especially if Battalion runs out with this dive composition with Star Platinum on the Echo. Like that's a hero that can just easily melt you if you even blink incorrectly, and blink and you miss it kind of situation there.
Just as importantly, I think you don't have a resurrect, so the moment somebody goes down, you're probably losing first point. You need to play really, really well with a Brigitte at no mercy.
Pile drive is going to come in there, but gets easily swatted away. Not really a committal type of pile driver, more of just like a ultimate building. But Greninja goes down early.
Yeah, it's a good pick from Frozen there. Takes out the enemy mercy. You know, you can't resurrect yourself if you're dead, so takes out. That's a good first pick. And it's a little bit of a struggle from Telm to make anything really happen right now.
Well, Raigen's setting up on this high ground right here on top of the Mega. So they are going to be, they are trying to situate themselves for a dive. It's just they're taking a bit longer to do so than necessary. I also find it really strange that Sushi is on this Ana. But it is going to come in handy with the nano boost here that is going to become available here.
Cam with 2 takes out the Ana and the Sigma. Star Platinum did find one himself, but it's a really, really strong defense that, I mean, Raigen lost his positioning that was so critical that you were talking about.
Yeah, I mean, they did manage to get the kill onto Frozen, and they will be making their way back from spawn, I believe. Yep. And it's gonna give them a little bit of leeway, but unfortunately, they are not having any luck even trying to get past these two initial pillars here on the attacking side. And Frozen is now stood in the doorway, or stood on top of the roof where they were currently.
It's a good spot. It's a,
pretty good spot. Yep. Snipers like it, I've heard.
interesting nano target, the ball instead of the Echo. Not sure if that's what I would have gone for, but it's an interesting choice nonetheless. It opens the door for you. You got the Gravik Flux coming out. If you did the defense, though, Juzzle takes so much damage. Sly actually is the one to kill Telm. Finally, the Brigitte gets something to show for themselves. This just looks like it's going to be a staggered out defense right now, but they're probably going to win it out.
Well, Star Platinum does get the pick onto Haruhiro, though, to try to open it up just a little bit, and the Bob is committed on the side of Epizeuxis, but a Pulse Bomb is going to remove any chances they have of even wanting to continue to defend this point.
And a copy, just to sow the waters of defeat a little bit stronger. You know, don't need this Valkyrie, probably not going to pop it, but it's good that you're going to have that to help build your ultimates on second, build some damage on second. Haruhiro, I don't care how heroic you think you are, you're not killing 6 people there.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. But pretty good push, pretty decent. Didn't take up too much time either. 4 minutes still left on the time bank, so. And but on the side of Epizeuxis, you are going to be looking for their ultimates here. They got the window and the damage amp. Sorry, the bongo and the window both available on the side, so a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage that's going to be coming through on their side.
Personally, I like to call that the unlimited power combo. Probably not going to come out, just going to save that for a later point.
With anti.
Yeah, massive bio nade from Sushi and a nano boost as well into Star Platinum. Finally, you're bringing out the amplification matrix, but your mate tank's already gone as well as Haruhiro. Looks super good for Battalion to just steamroll their way through right now, and they have full point control.
You know what's even better than double damage, even more damage that was on the side of Star Platinum and Sushi with the nanoing the Echo to make sure that they get maximum use out of their
Oh
stick
my
bombs
goodness.
here.
Big
had-
flops. Kills the Tracer with the raise and kills the Hanzo while he's just stuck up in the air. Sly cannot touch. Perfect 3-minute time bank.
Yeah, and that's kind of a problem with these double shield compositions is that once things start to go awry and you're no longer in your like preferred formation of like tanks in the front and then supports in the back and DPS wherever the heck they want to be, things start to get a little bit hectic and it's hard to organize and coordinate with your team. And even when you have Bongo and Window down, like if they had placed Bongo and then Window down, it still probably wouldn't have worked because even though Window's placed down, the enemy team is already on top of you at that point. So that's probably the reason they didn't commit it right away. But yeah, it's a bit unfortunate to see. 3-minute time bank is just so massive on Temple of Anubis as well, where you could easily just get first held.
And again, same defending composition. Still not a huge fan of it. Running Hanzo Ash without any damage boost, any resurrect. So greedy. You're expecting them to hit these incredible one-shots that are gonna be really, really hard to pull off, in my opinion.
Yeah, but on the plus side, if if Epizeuxis tries to run out with this double shield of their own, it is going to give an advantage to them if they just run the mirror matchup, because obviously you don't have to set up when you're on defense. You're already kind of set up, whereas in the offense you have to first get into position and then be able to set up. So a little bit of advantage for Battalion here if Epizeuxis doesn't commit into a comp switch.
Frozen gonna try to get a little bit of a cheeky grapple kill. I can't believe I said it wrong
Grapple?
twice. Grapple, exactly. Leaving him behind at the start, trying to make some space for him. I like it. Excuse me.
Oh, bless you.
Thank you. Now, you're just trying to make some space for your Widowmaker here. They don't know quite yet. That's the headshot. Tell him, taking it super low. Double shield now just advancing, taking up a lot of space. You have to respect the Widowmaker. Very big pull. Doesn't quite get an elimination out of it, though.
That was a mini bamboozle of sorts where, you know, obviously nice little step play. And oh my god, I actually managed to find the pick onto Star Platinum. That's your main source of damage gone now on the side of Battalion.
Golo's just a freak so far. He's been landing so much value on this Orisa. 2 excellent pulls so far from this guy. He's an absolute monster. Just a little bit of a brawl fight right now in the corner of the point. Amplification Matrix infested from Sushi. Raijin getting a kill as well. Looks like they're going to try and commit into this. Looks like they will. The defense probably going to be holding. Gordic Flux takes out 2. Great play from Battalion to bring things back in their own favor.
Yeah, baiting them into the room where actually Raijin's still set up on that high ground, able to just pepper in the damage continually because nobody actually manages to contest them. Because, I mean, who's going to do it on the side of Epizeuxis? Your other Hanzo player? Or the Baptiste, who's supposed to be dealing with, you know, keeping the team alive. So yeah, great play from Raijin. A little bit uncoordinated though from Epizeuxis.
It's really hard to make the proper space on this comp on the attack when you don't really have much pushing power, like you said. It's gonna have to be a big challenge that they overcome. Speaking of overcoming challenges, you immediately take out that
Yeah.
taking you out in the back.
Problem solved.
Oh, another problem solved with that huge flux probably. Brings 3 people up, forces the immortality. Bongo's out as well on the defense. You gotta watch this Hanzo, man. He can do so much damage. Or the Orisa can too! And the Dragon Strike! Are you serious? Ethan takes out 1, but I think this is just another hold unless Cam, he's got something to say about it. He does not want this hold to continue any longer. Takes out the Baptiste of his own, and the Rally just trying to keep things alive and frozen with another kill. Are you kidding me, my guy?
Yeah, but they still have to deal with the problem of Greninja just being rallied up. Unfortunately, no amount of healing is going to save Cam and Haruhiro. They will have to back off. But there is an opportunity to come in just very slightly. Okay, well, actually, the Orisa is back. Telm is back on the front line. But you are missing at least 1 player on the side of Battalion, which is good enough for Golo as he drops the Bongo. And it gets immediately shot down.
Yeah, it's a risky Bongo out in the open. Sushi takes it out immediately. I don't know what you're thinking, Golo, but it's not going to quite work out. Looking a little bit rough.
I just love the direct Hanzo shot onto the Orisa. No, yeah, no respect. There's no way they're getting out of that situation. And now, only 45 seconds left On the side of Epizeuxis, they got to make magic happen, which they do potentially have with this window rally combo. Maybe set up a dragon halt combo of their own, but they got to do it fast.
There's going to be one big Omnic Butler standing in your way, though. Big Dragon Strike pull doesn't quite get the value you might want, but that one absolutely does. What a flux. 3 people in the air. Amplification Matrix and Lamp forced through. True is so low. Doesn't get taken out, though. Frozen now on the Tracer. Sick with the Widowmaker. Takes out the Baptiste. You're playing for the point right now. He gets another kill. The Hanzo taken out. The Orisa so low. He might get a third. It's going to be Hariru who gets that one, and a second as well. But that's a bob. You tricked me, Hariru.
Yeah, nice, and he didn't have to commit to the gravitic flux either on the side of Cam here, so pretty well and through. Unfortunately, will not have a time bank. Even if they finish, they will not have a time bank that is larger than the 3 minutes set by Battalion. But at this point, you're just working to finish the map.
Yep. You see Cam setting up that gravitic flux, lands it. That's 4 this time. He's just hitting everything as well as the kitchen sink. Pulse bomb, no lamp destroyed yet. Now it goes down. The healing's already brought everybody back up. Tell him he's the first of all. He had the bongo. You needed that for this fight. The gravitic flux on the defense brings a couple up. Ragin on the Cassidy. He's coming back. He's on the flank. He gets the Brigitte. You need to start getting a little bit more of those. Cam, he's a monster. He's taking things out. And that's a cap for Epizeuxis.
Yeah, it's crazy how much value you can get just off of one good graphitic flux. I mean, when they first came into the game, people were raving about it, how it was going to be the best ultimate in the entire game, which didn't really pan out, but it's still dang good, especially at initiating onto anybody's setup at a particular angle, because you could just pressure them in a way that they're forced to make mistakes, like the ones that came out of Battalion right there. So very nice play from Cam on the side of Epizeuxis, and you know, they set a time bank. They set a time that's very comparable to the time set by Battalion on their starting round. So very nice response on the side of Epizeuxis. So this is this might be one of those situations where I don't want to jinx it, but
It's a draw.
might be a bit drawable here with the similar time banks, unless one of these teams pulls out something different. But so far, it looks like both of these teams just want to continue playing these compositions.
I mean, Epizeuxis, considering the fact that they didn't look like they were going to cap first whatsoever, that's such a good time bank to come into this. You take out 17 seconds of the enemy time bank as well. It's a small thing, but the small things can mean a lot when you add them up.
Yeah, of course. I wonder if they're going to go for another Bamboozle play. They seem very comfortable with Frozen on the Widowmaker. Probably not Bamboozle, since they probably will expect it this time around. So he does just take the pot shot this time and not going to play any games with them.
I'm going to guess the Ashe. Yep. All right.
Oh, he goes back for the Ashe. All right.
I'm not sure how I feel about the Hanzo Ashe. It's not a combo that I particularly like, but it's one that both these teams seem to really want to commit into.
Yeah, well, it might be good for keeping, like, pressure in at angles as well with the Ashe Dynamite Hanzo information as well. Just
What a
so
pull.
some of them are as well. But yeah, that draws out an early window, or sorry, Immortality Field from the side of Sushi.
Getting that lamp out early, you have the lamp advantage. That is massive. Still not even popped it. You might be able to just hold this out for when you absolutely need it, and getting that lamp out early on the defense, it's going to be back soon, actually, if you don't start capitalizing. There it is. You take out the enemy main tank, you're standing on point, you have a positioning. Not forcing the Widowmaker, I think, is such a huge play for them to get value, but Greninja, Ragin, they're pulling it back, they're trying to clutch it up, and it looks like they will.
Oh my goodness.
That's 3 for Ragin. Are you serious?
That's 3. They still haven't punished them. Okay, they will eventually. The split from Sushi and Ragin was going to hurt them in the end, but it dang nearly did not. It almost led to a clutch moment that would have been amazing to see, but no, it's going to be now 1 minute on the side of Epizeuxis here. I literally just forgot their name again, sorry. To once again try to push through. They got the window here, which is obviously going to be mirrored on the enemy side. They also got the dragons as well. There's a lot of ultimates to keep track of here as well. But if Cam can land one of these great gravitic fluxes, which it looks like he is.
Yeah, both sides land the gravitic flux. Doesn't look like quite a lot is happening from them. Wait, Chuzzle, you're in the back line. You're going in aggressive. You're caught alone. Frozen and Hariru look like they're finding kills. Cam with another one. Sly pops the rally. Gonna be a really, really hard team to take down with this ultimate. It's going to be Telm holding on for dear life. Bongo canceled out. You don't have the ultimate. No double damage. You come back into this with the Doomfist. Region has to find some value. He's been doing so good. He finds Ryu. The Hanzo's gone. This might be it. This might be the time. They might be able to cap this. Cam takes out the Doomfist. That threat is gone now with no immortality field, though. They might be taken out. The rally so hard to kill. He gets out. Telm back on the Reinhardt, swinging things around. Chuzzle with another kill. The defense looks like the stalls are working out for them. Telm with another kill on the Cam. The Bob's out, though. That might be a bit of a threat, I say, as everybody dies. Rihuru is the last threat available. It's just Bob on the point as well, and it's just going to be a hold on second.
Classic Temple of Anubis. You have such a great attacking plan. Everything works out perfectly for you. You lose one member. You don't close out the fight soon enough. Your whole team gets wiped because you got a Doomfist and an Echo coming at you from either sides of the objective. Great map design.
You know what we might end up having? You said earlier we might have a bit of proper watch.
I said I didn't want to jinx it though. Ty. Don't worry. Oh.
Whenever I say anything, it immediately doesn't happen, so we should be good.
Okay. Yeah. Well, hopefully your good mojo just somehow transfers onto me in the process.
Dude, I'm the ultimate caster cursor. You don't even know. Every single time I say something's going to happen, it immediately doesn't. And I mean, Raijin might not want to cap, apparently, because have we seen a Widowmaker work yet this series?
Well, it worked a little bit on the side of Frozen, but that's because they did the bamboozle more than anything else. But yeah, no, ultimately their attack didn't pan out in the way that it did. Yeah, I mean, this Widowmaker is just... If he doesn't play it perfectly, it's just not going to get as much value as if they were on the Ashe. And once again, both of these teams just sticking with the with the double shield composition, no changes. So either we see the exact same thing that happened on the first point attack, or what is it? Battalion wins the match.
Or the map at the very least, since it is first.
Or the map, sorry. Yeah, no.
Another thing I'm surprised, both these teams have shown their hand, they like the double shield. We've not seen any Zenyatta. That's such a good anti-double shield support. I'm surprised we haven't seen it at all yet.
I think they're just scared of the snipers, to be honest with you. That's my logic as a support player that I used to be, that I would just stick with Brig instead of Zen to make sure I don't get headshot.
That was such an aggressive defensive play from Epizeuxis. To just walk into the enemy team in that room, and now it's gonna be Battalion taking it back. Or Eureka solo. Immortality forced again. Sushi doesn't have it for the fight. True has the advantage once more.
Look at the Hanzo in the back line.
What? That's not a real shot.
Oh, never mind.
That's unreasonable, and he gets a second headshot. You can't diff this guy.
Our hero literally just 180s Hanzo in the back line, and he's still going. You can't stop him. Wait, did Chuzzle escape?
He didn't just escape, he got the break. He didn't quite
escape.
That's going to be so critical coming into this fight. And Horiru goes aggressive. Star Platinum takes him out. You got 2 staggers for the attackers. You might be able to get this.
Yeah, there's only 3 people left on the side. Okay, actually Golo comes back from the grave. Will manage to get situated on this point. Actually, Window comes out just to stop the aggression. Great move, I think.
Helm dropped super low, but you gotta respect this Window. You gotta respect this Flux almost as importantly, too. This Dragon Strike gonna give you a little bit of space. Probably not gonna get any kills. I say Sushi takes out Golo. The Gravitic Flux as well. Doesn't even pick up a single player, I don't think. That's Rock, though. That's definitely gonna pick up 1. Star Platinum falls. Raijin back onto this Tracer he's been so good on.
Epizeuxis was just all over the place, but their one consistency is Cam on the Sigma. He is leading them to victory as their solo shield right now.
It's a lot of aggression, though, as Sushi dropped the window, but immediately taken out. Frozen wins the 1v1. Bongo out as well, and the Risa falls. This is gonna be a first point hold. It might be. They're crumbling to pieces. The rally used as well. They don't want to win this. I don't think they're using some of the ultimates. But Chuzzle, again, he finds a kill. Cam finds one in return, but it's a good stagger.
Oh, Raijin tries to go for one of their many clutch pulse bombs, but it is not going to work. 10 seconds left on the side of Battalion here. I don't think what's going to happen here.
what's going to happen here is that there's going to be a spawn camp. That's the Hanzo down. You have a 5v6 on the point as long as you can keep getting back. There's the Flux as well. Going to just bring up the enemy Sigma. He might just fall. And there it is. Raging back on the Widowmaker. He's been trying to make it work this whole match. Frozen takes out the enemy ball, though. This looks like be the cap. I cursed it a second ago, said they weren't going to make it happen, but now they're proving it wrong. Start Platinum with 2 kills onto the Doomfist. Sly falls. There's very little support left as Trio falls to Raijin. With Widowmaker such a threat in the backline, and now it's just the scrambles, just the pittance, trying to hold onto this objective camp back on the Wrecking Ball, but you're not going to last very long against Doomfist and a Widowmaker. That's too much damage for you to handle. And another kill for the guy. My goodness.
Epizeuxis was so scrambled before that last team fight that their tanks managed to get back onto the high ground, but the supports were stuck in the back room, and this just allows Star Platinum coming in on the Doomfist to just eat them up for breakfast. No contest whatsoever, no rock to worry about, no halt. He gets his way, but now 14 seconds left to contest this last point, and you do got ultimate such as the window going on for you right here, but Star Platinum gets the first pick.
How did you let that happen? Your Tracers fell to a Doomfist. You got the window on the attack as well. The Doomfist back in the backline takes out the Baptiste. He's gonna get the Ash as well. That's 2 picks, 3 for the Doomfist even. He's gonna get the Hog as well with the Meteor Strike just to get a little bit of chip damage. I thought this was gonna be draw for watch. They managed to take it back. There's Riharu back on the Tracer trying to just survive for a little longer. Flux for Tuzzle. Another Doomfist punch. You can't live against this guy. He's a monster.
Yeah, I actually saw that Cam had swapped over to the Roadhog there as a last minute way to try to deal with the Doomfist pick. Unfortunately, hook did not land, and so instantly you lose the fight. That's pretty much how it goes with Roadhog nowadays. But yeah, even though Chuzzle gets the ultimate play of the game here, Cam was really just monster in terms of just hitting those rocks, hitting those gravitic fluxes. Rest of his team kind of putting them on the back just a little bit, but unfortunately just not enough to secure that second map win that they definitely wanted. Ooh, nice, 69% kill participation for Greninja. Got to clap at that. Nice little slow clap.
Up, but thank you.
That's what I'm here for.
It's been some excellent play for these teams so far in this match. Who's the highlight player for you so far?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, I'm looking at players like Raijin, Cam so far. I think Haruhiro's been really good as well. Gola with those pulls. I'm a bit undetermined right now, but I you know what I think would solve that is watching more of this match, which I think we can do pretty soon, shortly here.
Yeah, not quite right now though, because right now, if you check your watches, you check the times, it's halftime. Everybody go get some water, go get a snack. If you like popcorn, go get some popcorn because this is going to be a banger match for the second half, I'm guessing. 1-1 so far. We're going into halftime. See you after the break.
You don't need an invitation. I already know what you're saying. I love a little conversations, and I don't want you to go changing. Cause girl, you're just so comfortable. Girl, you're just so comfortable. Girl, you're just so comfortable. I hope that you just feel it all too. Cause girl, you're comfortable and let's go. Feels so good just when I roll through. And I just think it's so crazy what you do to me. Girl, you're the baddest thing, you know that. And I really need you to show it. So turn around, let me get you on the cold. Situation. We don't spend time hesitating. And I wouldn't say we're crazy in love. I would just say we're crazy enough. Cause girl, you're just so comfortable. Girl, you're just so comfortable. Girl, you're just so comfortable. You just feel it all too. Cause girl, you're comfortable and let's go. Feel so good just when I roll through. And I just think it's so crazy what you do to me. Girl, you're the baddest thing, you know that. And I really need you to show it. So turn around, let me get you on the cold. Slow it down. Jeans on when we hit the town. We don't really care who's around. But baby, I'm with you if you gon' be down. Cause girl, you're just so comfortable. Girl, you're just so comfortable. Girl, you're just so comfortable. You just feel it out, girl, you're just so comfortable. Cause girl, you're comfortable. It just feels so good just when I roll through. I just think it's so crazy what you do to me. Girl, you're the baddest thing, you know that.
welcome. Was that first welcome on cam? I don't care. Welcome back, everybody, to Tranquility Gaming. We're in the middle of a 1-to-1 match. Excellent play so far from Epizeuxis and a Battalion. This has been such a close game the whole time.
Yeah, it has been a close game. I'm sorry, Ty. Is something different here? Is there like
What?
did something happen here that like occurred
Oh.
that like is wrong with
Oh,
like your camera?
I got a cute pink.
Oh,
cute
okay.
pink blanket.
Okay, you went to get a blanket.
Yeah.
I swear there was like
What, a
I don't
whole
know.
nother setup with different.
Yeah, no, did you
everything?
like
No. How makes you think
Oh.
that?
shoot? I'm getting like Mandela affected here. Like I can't. Sorry, I need a little bit of time to process this.
Anyways, our next map
yeah.
tonight is going to be King's Row, coming from Temple of Anubis. That one was a very close, almost a draw map to King's Row. How do you think this one's going to play out?
That was very drawable indeed. But going on to King's Row actually is going to be a bit interesting here because as we all know, King's Row, the Scrims Row itself, is going to be like the definitive Reinhardt map. So like almost every single team is going to be preferring to play the Reinhardt on this map. So Rein mirror matchup is going to be highly expected here unless one of these teams has a wacky strategy. And you know, I'm expecting to see that mirror match, and we did actually catch a glimpse of it on the first map on Mecha Base, and I believe it was correct me if I'm wrong because my memory is terrible. Well, both of them played the mirror matchup, but who was the one that won the mirror matchup on Mecha Base? It was Battalion, right?
Battalion, yes, sir.
Okay.
Battalion won round 1, and then they lost 2 rounds in a row, which is unfortunate, but it happens.
It happens. But yeah, no, so my point is, if Battalion had the upper edge playing the Rein mirror matchup on Mecha Base, then theoretically they should have the upper hand playing the mirror matchup here on King's Row, which is a little bit more basic than playing on Mecha Base. But who knows? Maybe either Epizeuxis is not going to play the Rein mirror matchup in this map, or they just have better strategies to how to play on King's Row.
So Chuzzle has been liking to bait us so far. He started off on the Sigma, then the Zarya, and then switched over to the D.Va last second on Mecha Base. Do you think he's going to do it again? I have feels teased.
If Star Platinum stays on the Doomfist here, then I don't see a reason why Chuzzle can't play the Zarya, because those two heroes actually do help each other out a lot. If either one of them switches, then yeah, I would expect the other one to switch as well. But so far, I mean, Star Platinum was looking pretty comfortable on Doomfist back then, so they might want to stick around with it this time, and it looks like they will. So yeah, I mean,
I'm
go ahead.
this Cassidy pick as well. Normally you see Doomfist made for that just absolute mega brawls from presence, but Cassidy, interesting.
It might be a thing where Raijin only wants to play like the hit scan heroes that they, you know, are comfortable playing. So yeah,
and also could be just immediate destruction thanks to an incredible Maywall from Haru.
Yeah,
that is going to win them the fight. But you do see that there was a pick off onto Golo, taking out the enemy main tank on the defense. So far, it's just looking like a lot of damage from Raijin, and Sushi just keeping them up.
Sushi almost to that window, about 60% all the way there, and it looks like they are going to contest the point. Wall just to kind of split off them just a little bit. Star Platinum gets that pick.
He takes out the Cassidy early. Tell with on the Reinhardt, a furious foe to face. Takes out a kill himself. Sly, just a victim remaining. And that's a great first cap.
Yeah, and a little bit of high energy for Chuzzle too going into this little. Oh my God, Frozen, run, Frozen, run! You're not wanted here. This is our turf now. What did you just say? Oh. Anyways, yeah, no, great pick, great fight. Epizeuxis choosing to commit onto the point means that they can't hold on Archway here, and they're actually going to take the fight right here on the Mega in this middle building.
That's 3 ultimates popped, 0 enemies killed. That's a pin. That's 1 kill. Sly falls down, and the critics drive down Surge as well. Interesting choice. You don't have the follow-up necessary, as it's just going to be a great return. And that's the payload just taking a little break.
Yeah, a couple of those battalion members got split up trying to hunt heads in the mega room. Unfortunately, the rest of their team could not follow them, but now they have a little bit more of a chance. Chuzzle's actually going to switch over to the Diva to add a bit more pressure onto the backline rather than being stopped through shields, but Frozen goes down early.
Leo has to hit a big shatter here. That's the wall that just let them out a little bit. A shield going down Scylla as well. Helm has to know this is coming. High noon. Just gonna keep them in this corner, make them think about their lives a little bit. Doesn't get any kills though. Ooh, great wall feint. Finds Helm. He's gonna fall quick in this fight, and the Blizzard just keeping the space there. Looks like it's just gonna be a solid fight win. They're not gonna go too aggressive, not gonna go too crazy, but they won the fight.
Yeah, and here we see the benefits of running that Mei pick. Now that Battalion doesn't have access to the Mei wall, it's so easy for these members on Battalion to get split up due to these walls, and you see Talm reaping the, not the benefits, but getting the
He reps what he sow.
yeah, exactly. Now they're going to be coming in with the double support ultimate, so they're going to be able to stay alive a bit longer due to it, but this early window might change a few things up here.
Very curious to me that Frozen decided to go into the Reaper. I don't remember if you mentioned that, but it's quite the interesting pick, and that's just it's going to be one with the Earth Shatter, but sometimes one's all you need, and another pin. These poor Lucios have been being pinned all around the map.
Lucio just has a very pinnable body. I don't know what it is about
Whoa!
the shape of them. Okay, yeah, that might have
Whoa.
been. I didn't think. Sometimes you gotta think about the words you say, folks, but before they come out of your mouth. But yeah, no, I mean the Reaper. I remember when it was more traditional to play the Reaper on these Rhine mirror matchups rather than the Cassidy, but I think just the Cassidy buffs allowed for them to be much more flexible, while Frozen is going to have to play a lot more with their Reinhardt if they're going to get value here.
And also the Cassidy player started pressing right click. That was a pretty big turning point, but the Death Blossom takes out the Immortality and the Baptiste who threw it down. It's going to be a little bit of aggression potentially coming up, but Chuzzle with 2 with a bomb! That's a huge self-destruct there to keep them in the fight, but it might not actually do so. It's going to be the Hurrier Grin Ninja is the one to get that kill. And, oh, this is so close. The Blizzard's invested. That's 1 kill for the Lucio, 1 for the Mei. They actually won that thanks to Chuzzle's bomb.
So much scrap going into this fight. You would think that it's a scrapyard. I mean, just ultimates being committed in all corners, every single team member. But it is Battalion who ultimately comes out here. Cam is going to be able to get the touch onto this point.
Barely.
Oh, it's just barely. But it does allow the rest of their team to funnel in here.
It's a good beat to bring them in as well, but that's the high noon coming out. Finds the main tank. You can't eat it there for Cam. Doesn't have any defense matrix left to try and take it over. There's the window for the defense available. No Reaper left alive to deal that critical damage. Immortality either to keep people alive. It's just an inevitability at this point. Battalion will win the second point.
Bit of an unfortunate misplay from Golo there is going to result in Battalion getting that team fight rather easily without having to commit anything else, and now they've got the window, they got the shatter in order to try to get much further into this third point. 2 minutes 30 seconds left on the clock, so they've got the time to do it. Now it's all up to whether or not they use this ultimates correctly.
There's the same ultimates on both sides as well. Shatters and windows. You're about to have a blizzard, you're about to have a bomb. But outside of that, it's perfectly balanced as all things should be. Trio doesn't have his window. It kited beautifully, and the shatter just blocked by me! Hurrier, what have you done? You've just got your team shattered as well. Talm finds 4 with his own. Oh, that is a tragedy beyond belief.
His walls have been so good this series too, but unfortunately, not that one. If you could take away anything from this, you do still have your ultimates besides the shatter, obviously, but you know, you still got the blizzard and this death blossom here. If it doesn't get interrupted by the flashbang from Raijin, is going to be quite deadly.
You've seen what Chuzzle can do with his bombs. Cam might have to do the same. Blossom and bomb out. Big combination of ultimates. Frozen with 4. He just destroys the enemy team. Why not? Just go home.
Go home. Stay away from my children. Don't ever make me. don't
Never talk
don't
to
make
me
me
or
call
my
the
sons
police.
ever again.
Yes. But yeah, that's great. Obviously, great Death Blossom there. And Frozen's actually going to switch back over to the Cassidy themselves. So once again, the true mirror matchup. And lots and lots of ultimates on the side. So many that you can just stuff your plate with them. And they're going to send out the Diva Bomb as the first regard. It's not going to find anything, unfortunately.
Yeah, he's been good at these so far, but didn't find one there. Raging, gonna be the next ultimate pops with his high noon. Not great angles right now. Sly caught in a pretty predicament. The flashbang didn't taking a lot of damage. There's the beat from both sides. Everybody popped up except for Golo, who's waiting to back in the fight. And what another shatter from Telm. This guy is a freak show right now, and a bit of Lucio diff too.
Yeah, the window that was dropped from True there isn't going to get much value if if the enemy Reinhardt is already in your backlines, already eating up your supports, getting that shatter, gonna finish up the map. 33 seconds, not too shabby for King's Row. If they can find a hold, they will definitely get the map win. But honestly, yeah, I was speculating about Battalion being better in the Rhine Mirror matchup before this map, but from the looks of it, it seems that the two are pretty even in terms of just understanding how to get advantage here.
So what you're saying is they're pretty balanced. Not quite
As
perfectly balanced, but pretty balanced.
yeah, as all things should be, right?
Well, no, all things should be perfectly balanced, but we'll take what we can get.
Yeah, I mean, I did like the idea behind even like the Doomfist, the Zarya pick at the beginning, sort of just to throw your opponents off guard, because obviously people are expecting them to be the mirror matchup with the Cassidy May. I mean, that's just the most common DPS lineup to pick with the Reinhardt, especially on King's Row. But it got the value that it got, and then Epizeuxis figured it out with the switch over to the Cassidy. And yeah, they had to swap off of it, unfortunately, but it did allow them to complete the entire map here. Haruhiro is going to try to Frozen with the immense leaks. That is a huge information loss on the side of on the side of
They
Epizeuxis.
revealed that they have the Reinhardt. I can't believe you would give away such critical information on King's Row of all maps. You know, the map that's least played for Reinhardt.
It was definitely a strategy, and it did not work out for them in that regard. Early ice wall.
Yeah,
Go
that's
ahead.
the standard wall duo that you see early on. And immediately, there's the D-Mech from Chuzzle. No immortality either. Trio doesn't have his either, but they seem to have gotten a little bit more value from theirs. Fire Strike gets so much damage from Lola. They're all stopped in this corner. This might just be an early Epizeuxis. Takes out Frozen and a flank on Swell from, not quite a flank, more so just like interesting position from Asian. It's taken out from Cam. Earth Shatter, don't know what you're aiming at, buddy, but you're not finding it. And it's just no barrier left up. You're going to be frozen up, taken down, but it's going to be Sushi taking out Golo. Another kill for this bloodthirsty Vap. It's so threatening right now with a beat. This is a minute in? Are you kidding me, Sly? They're coming into this, and they're going to win it with this. It's coming back as well. Is there two?
That was a weird sound. I haven't heard that sound in a while. But yeah, I mean, Golo falls so early in. Even though the Shatter doesn't get much value, they manage to put enough pressure on the point to where it causes Battalion to misfire a few times. They get separated from their Reinhardt. All of a sudden, he's getting caught out, and now first point is captured relatively easily here. And they don't have to fight on Archway either, because the entire team backs off because of the long spawn. So win-win situation here on the side of Epizeuxis.
It's also a very big ult advantage. Blizzard and Windows, that was coming out right now. Gonna be a lot of pressure, no value from this Shatter. Tell him you can't win them all. Big pin, big bomb as well. Tuzzle, another 2K for the guy. Cam takes out one, but don't know how much that's gonna do. Remech differential.
Yeah, I mean, and the 2 kills are going to be coming onto the side of Battalion as well. So they are going to get long spawn, which means they are going to have to back up just a smidge here. But they are going to be able to play on this last corner of Streets phase here. Only built to serve. No, what does that say? No bots? There we go. Yep.
No
I never
bots.
noticed that before.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
I missed things a lot.
the anti-robotic sentiment that's in the Overwatch score. Good. Brain to cancel the high noon and just rush in there with a flashbang. Not a lot of teams do that. Good fire strike as well. Takes out Sushi, but it's Golo in the kill feed. The guy cannot be stopped at this moment. With the Earth Shatter as well, gotta be scared. Gotta be real scared.
Yeah, the wall to separate them once again. These walls from Haruhiro I mean, save for the wall that dismissed the shatter that was coming in from Golo that on third point, so their walls have been yeah, I know, sorry, won't bring it up again. Their walls have been spectacular here. Chuzzle is gonna try to be in this side corner here to try to recontest, and it looks like they will, but Frozen's Deadeye is gonna put a little bit more pressure on them.
It's two!
And it's just gonna straight up
two!
kill them.
A third, but it's two from the Cassidy. Frozen, just an absolute mad lad. Great push. 439 at the time bank. Which team did you say was better on the brawl?
Yeah, well, listen, it was an inference, and sometimes inferences go wrong. Also, caster curse. Let's just blame it on the caster curse.
Sure, yeah.
All analysis goes out the window when the caster curse is involved.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good window, but I think one thing that's going to be really important is both these divas are actually perfectly mirrored in their ult charges effectively. 76 to 73. Whichever diva gets the bomb first is going to be really important in these calls. Big Blizzard
Blank.
doesn't quite get the Frozen and Golo, they're getting their kills. Fly gets, that's a pin into the backline. Tell them, are you sure that's the decision you want to be making right now, Chuzzle? With another kill, that might be the stall that they need. That might bring them into this.
It was definitely a stall. Only 4 players left on the cart, but it's not enough. Star Platinum gets absolutely obliterated.
Oh my goodness.
And support mains like myself cheer every time they see a Doomfist just die instantly coming out of spawn.
Dude, I mean, it's not that
It's
bad.
vindication.
Doomfist is great. I love Doomfist. Why don't you like Doomfist? He's a great hero.
I'm a support main. I just get bullied. I don't like getting bullied. I'm anti-bullying.
Anti-bullying sounds like you're a wuss to me. I'm pro-bullying. Bully people only on Overwatch though. If you're in real life, don't bully the kids at school. That's very rude. Unless they bully you first, then kick the crap out of them. But you know, that's
Life
just my
lessons from
personal
Rudy and Ty here.
Life lessons. Episode 15. Kick kids if they kick you. Don't actually do that because in school you'll get punished. Or, you know, I'm not gonna make this political. I can't make this political. Chuzzle's on the Zarya. Are we getting baited again? Do you think?
It depends on if Star Platinum picks the Doomfist again. I mean, it might be okay. You're getting baited now because of the Sigma. There's no way you're running Sigma here. No way.
I mean, I think Sigma. Okay, no, it's definitely being a bait. I think Sigma's actually really underrated in brawl comps. He can do a lot of things for you.
It's just people don't know how to play it. It's just it's just such a passive thing compared to either the Zarya or the Diva. But I mean, it is gonna come out once again with the Doomfist. But I think this time, Epizeuxis. Oh my god, I said Epizeuxis are going to expect it this time around. No May, so you don't have to worry about that wall block. But not if Frozen just gets pinned against the car. Disrespectful.
Frozen out of the fight, that's your main source of damage unless you want to send Golo in there like a madman. That's another punch, gets blocked by the ice block of all things. It's a great wall. Incredible wall. Tell him, drops to 100 health, sub 100. Star Platinum! Another kill! The guy can't be stopped! He's a threat in the backside, and he's a threat everywhere else. Takes out Golo as well. Cam trying to keep his team alive. Have I seen a Diva get more kills? This guy's a monster! They bring it back!
Cam definitely making an MVP statement right here. Quickly moving up the rankings in my tier list. 6 seconds left. Can Telm get the pick? Okay, it is going to be Greninja and Telm to get the touch onto the point, but they are at a severe disadvantage here. Star Platinum needs to come up crazy with something, but the Shatter is not going to allow him to get set up.
2 of the backline taken down, 4 of everything taken down. Just Greninja remaining. You can't be a frog for long. And I mean, what a shatter from Golo to shut down the dreams of Battalion.
And that was also with Chuzzle moving on to the Wrecking Ball to try to get some pressure onto the back line, but that doesn't matter. Your Reinhardt's still gonna walk up and just lay down a nasty ult when he sees fit.
I mean,
4 minutes to
I'm always
capture
okay with
point
seeing
A.
Reinhardt. I'm always okay with seeing Reinhardt drop a hammer like that. That's why even though I think King's Road moderately overrated, that's right, I said it. I still think it's a great map because you know what? I love to just see the hammer drop.
It's like the default map, and I think that's why everybody likes it so much. It's the least offensive.
I mean,
But
technically, the default map is Temple of Anubis since that was the first map introduced.
no, nobody will ever speak of Temple and Anubis in a positive light while I'm on broadcast. So you are hereby
Allegedly.
banned from making any sort of comments on Temple of Anubis for the rest of the match.
Okay.
No further comments. But I mean, yeah, I mean,
I need to say this real quick. Do you think they're rolling out on the Bastion?
dude, I mean, if you have 4 minutes to attack on King's Row to get one single point, then I kind of understand why you're picking Bastion. But please don't.
If they switch to the Symmetra,
For my sanity, please don't.
if they switch to the Symmetra, I promise you they're going to be playing the comp wrong. I promise you that because you don't play it with a Sigma, you play it with a Diva. Not gonna
No,
get
they
into it
switched to
today.
Symmetra.
They're playing the comp wrong. My heart is broken.
Your heart is broken. And they are going to be going up against the double shield here. And Greninja on the Zenyatta, too.
That's it. That's the TP you need here. You get into a position where you force the enemy double shield into a position they can't recover from.
And Golo's just going to be sitting here on the point as well, putting even more pressure on them to try to drop down. But Bash is just going to be on this high ground. Who's going to try to contest him? Is it going to be Raijin? He's going to try to, like, force his way up there.
I mean,
But the Mercy Pocket is there. And nobody touches the point.
You've heard of the death roll. That is Epizeuxis' death Gatling gun. I mean, Frozen on the Bastion, they do the perfect thing there. You don't TP onto the statue, you TP onto that little lip there. Not what I meant by playing the comp wrong by any means, but they just play it right in a different way. And I mean, that's just what you gotta do in that situation where you identify, all right, they're on double shield. Let's not do the normal TP that most teams would be expecting onto the statue. By the way, I invented that comp. I know how you play it, but you don't do the expected TP. You do the unorthodox one.
Yeah, and that was such a good spot too, because when the double shield composition is set up on that ledge there, TPing onto that TPing onto the opposite ledge is going to not only get you a sight of that, but it's also going to get you a sight of the hallway that they use to hide in order to continue to occupy that high ground. And with them not being comfortable to sit on that high ground, also not being comfortable to sit on the point. Oh my gosh, that was just such a that was a culmination of a bunch of wonderful little micro strategies. Just love to see it.
It is match point for our season 7 semi-finalists right now.
Epizeuxis.
Italian, but yeah, but but it's Battalion backs against the wall. The only team to take a map off of Alpha last season, debatably the second best team despite being the 8th seed, who came to their own at the perfect moment. Backs against the wall against a newcomer into Tranquility this season with Epizeuxis. At least I believe it's a newcomer. Please don't roast me in chat, but the next map, potentially the final map of the series, is bow 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 dun 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 Junkertown. I'm so sorry.
Oh, that was nice. I think we harmonized quite well right there. We should start an indie band. Not gonna lie. Yeah, Junkertown. Interesting pick. Well, it's an interesting pick because Battalion probably wanting to run more Wrecking Ball. If I could guess here on Junkertown, snipers pretty Oh, that was double shield too. Sorry, I just imagined them playing Wrecking Ball from like the first map, and I just assumed that's what they would want to do. But double shield also a thing as well. And Epizeuxis can bring out the Bastion too if they really want to go old school and play the pirate ship. Dude, love it whenever teams pull out the pirate ship. It just brings me back to 2018.
Yeah,
great times.
The J Hong Bastion on the payload just gunning people down. Those were the days. But it's an interesting map. I think that one comp that I personally will stand up for more than anybody else really will is the Roadhog main tank competition, which in theory it should be much worse because Roadhog can't just one-shot half the cast anymore. It's still got the same level of threat that people don't quite realize. It's similar to the ball comp in that way, where it can do a lot of things really well when you actually look into it. It's just that teams aren't willing to really put a lot of effort into it, and I think Junkertown is one of those maps where especially it can thrive in.
Yeah, because he occupies a similar little niche to what Wrecking Ball does, where he's just this unkillable machine at times. It's just he's unkillable in a very different way, and especially with Ana not being as prevalent in the meta nowadays. Yeah, I could definitely see a world in which Roadhog exists simultaneously with Wrecking Ball. But actually, you saw it a little bit there. I think Telm and Chuzzle were kind of teasing the Roadhog, so you might get your wish here. Who knows though? They're on offense and you could just swap around whatever.
Darn you for the double shield, but it's actually okay. It's actually no. All right, you're baiting me. Cool, thanks. I
Lots of
appreciate
baits.
that,
All the baits going on here.
as a
Unfortunately.
person who has identified the Roadhog comp the earliest, I identified it back in like before the Roadhog playoff patch. I called it the scrap comp because Roadhog's got the scrap gun.
Yeah, you got the scrap gun. I get it. No, I made a face. I probably wasn't on stream, but I made a face that was like approving.
It's a very scrappy sort of composition, but doesn't look like we're going to see it. The double shield comp does handle that composition fairly simply, and with this double sniper, you're not running in a mercy on the attack again. I think you should be running the mercy for this res.
Yeah, especially here on Junkertown, where there's so many sight lines running the Zenyatta. Bit of a gamble play from Greninja here, but we'll see how it goes through here. Already getting a bit of damage in for that Transcendence. Chuzzle went so low there.
Yeah, the grapple shot almost took out his head from Frozen.
Oh well, Frozen's head is gonna be taken off in response there.
Frozen on the ground with Raijin getting a kill as well to Sly. This is great, but Haru! He's on 2 HP. He finds 2 kills in the backline. This looks like it might be turnable for the defense, but it's just the back tank. Sometimes though, that's all you need.
Yeah, very forward hold here. Once again, moving into the backline. Is he gonna find much value? Gets caught out by the Sigma, by Cam. And now they're just kind of hold in Mega here, but the Flux might be massive.
Chuzzle got that super quick. Gets the Mercy as well.
Sly.
This looks like the attack's gonna eventually pull things together. And, oh my God! Somebody stop this man!
It's a battle of the Sigmas right now, battle of the off tanks, and so far, and right now.
Of Chuzzle's team, but.
Well, I mean, let's not get into specifics here, but yeah, definitely is going to pull out some heroics there and secure that win.
So can you confirm something for me, Rudy? Did Chuzzle or did Chuzzle not just use his Gravitic Flux?
He did.
And is Chuzzle or is Chuzzle not at 63%?
He definitely is.
Great.
There's a bit of hard carrying going on here. is the best I would use to describe it.
Putting his team on his back is something I like to call it, but I mean, that's just inhumane.
Well, he's got a lot of room on his back. He's a big man. This is going to be the early dragon. Both dragons actually come out, but Sushi is going to be the one caught, and Chuzzle unfortunately will not get to use their second Gravitic Flux of the match.
Yeah, not quite yet. No 2 fluxes in 2 minutes. You got to hold it off just a little bit, but it's a great Dragon Strike on the side that really made the fight.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the ultimates here. You do got the Valkyrie online for Sly. A lot of sustainability through that. If True wants to commit the window, they can focus more on damage, which is definitely going to be very helpful. But you got the Widowmaker, the ultimate, being able to see exactly where they are. It's going to be very helpful. Try to catch Greninja and this rotation, and what are you going to say? You're playing as Zenyatta on Junkertown. You know what you're getting yourself into.
Speaking of getting yourself into trouble, that's Chuzzle on the side. He pops a Flux! It's 4! It's 1 kill, but it's 4 in the air. It's Golo with a kill on the Star Platinum. But, I mean, Chuzzle's on the flank. You can't stop this man. He's gotten 2 kills, and he's single-handedly keeping Battalion in this map.
Bit of an interesting battle going on in the side room right here between Haruhiro and Raijin. Haruhiro backs up, and Golo commits the bongo. Try to get them to stave off the aggression here. But they have full control of this side room now at this point.
Already a high-value drum solo from Golo to make a lot of space, make a lot of damage, but I mean, Frozen switches to the Tracer to get back, immediately falls to the Ariza of all players, and Chuzzle, he's got the death position, he's on the high ground, completely uncontested, he can do whatever he wants, in the backline, just jumps in, try and stop me, he says, and nobody can.
Nobody can and nobody did. And you see Battalion now on a roll here. 2 minutes 30. Actually, Frozen will get the touch. No, they're going to back off because the team isn't behind them. Frozen, you need to slow down a bit.
So
You're the only one on a Tracer.
I have some questions for you. Did
Okay, another
Chuzzle-
question. I love answering questions.
Did Chuzzle not just pop the Gravitic Flux?
He did.
And did Chuzzle, or has Cam popped one yet?
I don't think he has.
We are at
No, he
3
did
to
one.
1
He did.
fluxes.
I think he committed one.
My
I
fault.
think he built
my
it up
fault.
again.
We're at 2 to 3 fluxes then, which is still absurd from Chuzzle.
Yeah, and I mean, a fourth one incoming for Chuzzle.
Barely gets
Doesn't
off.
find much value, unfortunately.
He dies and then the damage goes through, which is just perfectly timed. I mean, that one just looked a little bigger, but sometimes, no matter the size of your flux, you can just Tranquility can feel all the pressure that you've got. Dragon Strike, just put some pressure down. Frozen tries to get the one clip on Greninja, doesn't find it. And ooh, going aggressive with this Bongo as well. Helm trying to find something. Greninja's the one who does. It's a good window as well, but Greninja, the Zenyatta, taking out two. No, that's two of the biggest damage dealers from the team as well.
Greninja putting on his big boy shoes right now. Getting those 2 kills was pretty massive on the side. I really like the adjustment coming out from Frozen to come out on the Tracer. Well, actually, not if you do that, but coming out on the Tracer actually allowed them to be much more aggressive than if they would have been just on the Widowmaker. But now they're all the way stuck in their own spawn, so it's going to be much more difficult for Frozen to play against a Widowmaker who has a setup now.
I mean, Trajan, you can't get this guy out of here right now. The Flux as well. That's a 4th Flux on this attack alone. 2 kills with it as well. You're just nuzzle and death right now, Chuzzle. Takes out everything. This is just an absurd performance from this guy.
Yeah, I mean, what do you even say to that? Chuzzle had so much value on that Sigma. And we were talking about him on the Diva with those insane Diva bombs too. I really do think it's a battle of these off tanks here. Chuzzle getting the advantage so far on the offense. Now let's see if he can replicate it on the defense. I assume that they're going to stick with these double shield lineups as well, which means that Cam gonna have to put in a bit more work.
I mean, Cam or anybody else, realistically, Trio has been great on the Baptiste so far, but not finding quite as much value on other heroes compared
That's
to.
why I liked the Frozen swap onto the Tracer, because it was different. It gave them something that they could actually actively use to contest the backline with, rather than just sitting and waiting to get Gravitic fluxed into no existence. And it looks, for the defense, that Greninja will continue to run with the Zenyatta. If it worked on the offense, it can work on the defense as well. But I'm really interested to see what Frozen picks here, whether it's the Widowmaker. Well, I guess it's going to be the Widowmaker for this first phase here, since it's just such a prevalent pick on first point.
One thing I want to mention, it feels like Frozen, I've never seen a Widowmaker more horrified of his other Widowmaker, to where he just won't pick Widow a lot of the time into Raijin. This guy is just horrifying him. He's so scared of this guy right now.
Yeah, well, we'll have to see what happens here as Frozen gets set up on the typical Widowmaker spot on first point. I also almost manages to catch Dark Platinum.
Yeah,
Not currently.
Greninja almost manages to catch him. He's at 50 HP, and Haruro, the first man to get the pick.
Sushi. That means no healers, like literally no heals on the side. They need to back up all the way.
No heals, no invincibility either. Both teams have adjusted to the Zenyatta BAP. I like this. I'm fine with the Mercy, but the Zenyatta proved its value in Raijin. 2 kills. That's how you stop a payload, if you ask me. Takes out the BAP and the Hanzo. Your Sigma doing a little bit of work as well. Great reversal there. And another!
Almost feel something.
Yeah, this guy is unstoppable right now with the power of lightning on their side. Putting their namesake to good use.
Oh my. I didn't get it at first.
What?
I didn't
Who's
get the
Raijin?
lightning reference. I know.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, no, I'm glad you got it eventually.
Took me a second, but man, am I disgusted.
It was pretty bad. But, I mean, not Raijin, though. We're not talking about Raijin. He's doing fantastically on this Widowmaker, almost to their ultimates as well, which is even going to allow them to have an even more advantageous position here. Look at Chuzzle just set up on this high ground. Oh, yeah, I mean, that's just unfortunate. You hate to see it.
This guy's just such a monster on the Widowmaker. I've been talking about Chuzzle this whole time, but he's not the only one stepping up right now. Raijin is such a menace right now. I mean, Chuzzle's so cocky right now. He's just walking into the enemy backline. What are you gonna do about it? Raijin with another 2 kills as well.
He has so much confidence. These players are trying to take the back, like the right entrance to try
Oh my
to contest Raijin on other angles other than the main angle that they just walk into and they get headshot. So they're trying to go into the right-hand side so that they can try to get to Raijin, but they're getting stopped by Chuzzle, who's just sat up on this high ground on the house here.
I mean, I know I was talking about Frozen being terrified of Raijin. I think it's good that he was, because I would be too right now. This guy, he's just a menace on the battlefield. I would be scared if I was Frozen too. Are you serious? Another kill for the guy?
Yep. And he even timed that to jump out with the rest of his team and still get popped. And that was just a team wipe right there. There was nothing that Epizeuxis could have done to make that come out differently. And I'm starting to see why they picked Junkertown.
Yeah, Epizeuxis just feel...
Or no, they didn't pick Junker.
Yeah, it was Battalion, but they just feel lost right now, man.
Okay.
It's just so much power behind.
First pick again. First
Stop!
pick again.
I'm talking here!
This man is literally ons right now.
Ons is an understatement. I want to see this guy's stats pronto. Somebody get me this guy. It's absurd.
Someone call Isik. We need to get an investigation into this man
Somebody call
right
Jeffrey,
now.
dude. He'll watch this frame by frame.
That is very true. Hold on, let me contact my boy Kef. He's probably got it. He'll get it. We'll get an expert opinion right here. But yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of like the ultimates that they currently have, but so far nothing has worked.
You know what they do have?
The size. They have a Genji now.
They have a Genji.
They do
This is
have
the answer
Genji.
that they've been looking
This feels
for.
more like a panic Genji rather than, you know, something that they legitimately want to play here. But let's see if they can make it work. I mean, Frozen has to get to Raijin first in order to contest them.
It's a good flux, but the value's neutralized. The Genji's almost at Raijin. He reflects the bullet. He can't take this guy down.
Greninja!
He's awoken at the last moments to take out the Genji. Finally, Golo gets a kill. Feels like that's the first one this whole round for them, but Raijin cleans it up. This guy, this team, Battalion controls Junkertown to bring us to a map 5.
Yeah, so it was Battalion that picked this map. And you can definitely see why, with the firepower on their side. Greninja on that last play, I mean, Raijin was getting pressured out by the Genji. Appropriately, wasn't in too much trouble, but Greninja just decides to go ahead, Discord him up, and take care of him promptly themselves. And yeah, I mean, I can't describe anything other than what just happened on that second half other than destruction. Just pure annihilation on the side. But I mean, you had other people, not just Raijin. Obviously, Raijin was creating most of the advantage themselves, but you also had his teammates. Their tank line was just immovable, especially Chuzzle up on that high ground. Whenever there was any sort of possibility of a flank, he would sniff it out. Golo managing to, I think he probably died once, but that was about it at the beginning of that round. I mean, just no, sorry, Telm. I'm thinking of Telm. Yeah, and obviously Greninja on that Zenyatta pick honestly might have done them pretty good with the Discord orb to start as well. But I think most of that has to be on the side of Raijin finding those picks.
And it was a last-ditch effort from Frozen to switch on to the Genji, trying to make anything work at that moment, but it's not just the mechanical skill from Battalion that was just so suffocating. It's the coaching and the positioning that they were doing that was so good. Chuzzle, like you said, on that high ground position, it's an unstoppable off angle sometimes. That's how he charged, I believe, what was it, 7 fluxes in one map? I mean, he was
Yeah, that was insane actually. On the attacking side, yeah, he was getting so much
attacking
value.
out 4 fluxes. That's just not human at that point.
He's a robot.
He is,
Uh,
bro. He's a robot.
yeah, but we are, like you said, we are going to be going to map number 5. I feel like every time I get on broadcast for Overwatch nowadays, it's always a map 5. I don't know what it is. I feel like the last 4 broadcasts I've been a part of, all the teams have gone to map 5. I think it's a curse at this point. Well, maybe
I mean,
not a curse, but like a
yeah,
blessing
it's a
actually
blessing, yeah.
for more
I wanted to go
Overwatch.
to bed sometime soon, but I don't even care anymore. This game is a certified banger from Battalion versus Epizeuxis. It's this is one hell of a way to start off a season of Tranquility. If I'm not mistaken, this is our first map of Transcendence, just so then you can get an idea of what to expect this season. This is the level of play you're dealing with. This is the kind of teams you're looking at. Battalion was our 8th seed last season, coming in here looking like they're one of the strongest teams in Transcendence. Epizeuxis coming out with former Devil Dukes members, another one of the top teams from Transcendence here last season, I should say. These teams are some of the best that we have in Tranquility, and seeing them head to head map 5 like this is visceral.
Says a lot about the direction that the Transcendence tier might take us, at least for this first stage. And yeah, like I said, map number 5 incoming, and it is going to be another control map. It's going to be Lijiang Towers. Probably the other like true control map, like everybody loves playing on Lijiang, and it's another map where there's a lot of variety in terms of what's played. A lot of Wrecking Ball, a lot of 6-man, a lot of Reinhardt compositions, but not a whole lot of double shield.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing with Lijiang Tower. You don't see double bubble and you don't see double shield. No doubles, only singles on this map.
Only singles.
And you see, yeah,
only
singles.
dubs.
Only dubs and singles. No doubles. No triples. And
Triples, huh? Maybe a little bit triples.
Maybe triples.
Couple triples, maybe.
Maybe triple shield. We'll see it eventually. But I mean, with Overwatch 2 being 5v5, I doubt we will. But one thing that I think deserves to be mentioned that I'm not sure if I mentioned already, our number 1 teams from the last season, the teams that won every division, they are gone. We have no more alpha, we have no more flashbacks, and we have no more. I can't remember the last flashbacks. Whatever. All 3 of the winners of the divisions last year that dominated their divisions 4-0, 4-1, 4-0 are no longer in this tournament for this season. So it is new blood to win this season. And it's going to be so incredible to see if one of these 2 teams that have been looking so good all night are going to be one of those teams to try and take it home.
Yeah, it's been interesting. I'm so excited to see which map is first. It is going to be Garden.
Symmetra map.
The Symmetra map. So there's the possibility for the Reinhardt Symmetra shenanigans. Also, a lot of I didn't mention this earlier. A lot of Pharah on this map. This is one of Pharah's favorite maps to be on. So could possibly see that as well. Just depends on what these teams are more preferable towards. And it looks like Battalion is sort of the more flexible of the 2 in terms of what they want to play.
If you see somebody doing a Miley Cyrus impression with a Wrecking Ball, you're gonna see somebody pop out with a Pharah on this map. But
yeah, for
starting
sure.
off, it looks like we're not. Looks like we're gonna be seeing the Brawl of Mirrors and Frozen on the Doomfist. I have to say, I love this pick. If you get the first kill as the Doomfist, or even just chunk down a Sigma or Reinhardt, you can easily just win the fight from there.
They will have to go up against Chuzzle on the Sigma, which is going to give a bit of extra support for Battalion. That rock is, one of Doomfist's greatest weaknesses. Chuzzle actually going to be going towards the main entrance here, not going to take the teleporter, but it doesn't matter. They're not going to be able to get behind enemy lines.
That's the kill! Trajan! That's the first punch that needs to happen here. Take out the Symmetra. You want the bad, but you'll take the sin. Now, it's gonna be Battalion backing up a little bit. That's a Cassidy on the flank. Star Platinum, where'd you come from?
Oh, just booped off the map. give a little bit of ult advantage to Sly here. And I mean, this team needs to back off. They're committed here, but they're committed to just die on points. Unfortunately, it's already been flipped. So a bit of a misplay here, and it looks like actually Battalion are going to switch things up. They're going to go towards that Pharah, which actually works out favorably because they're not running it against any hit scan. But they have to throw away their ultimates to do it.
Not a huge deal, since you can farm up this barrage really, really quickly into this just such a spam resilient but healing required composition like they've got.
Yeah, so far they're just looking to try to get into the back line. It's going to be Telm and Raijin. That's 2! It's both the DPS!
They just let the Pharah spam hit them and they don't pay any mind to it. That's another kill as well from Shuttle. The Gravitic Flux available for the next fight. And I mean, beautiful adaptation from Battalion to realize we're not going to beat this with what we're on. Let's just switch it up. Let's take them down.
Yeah, what's the best way to build up your ultimate? Just get 2 kills right at the start of the match. No big deal. Yeah, pretty good way to build up the barrage here. That is definitely going to be available. And Chuzzle with his signature Gravitic Flux. Can they do the same thing that they managed to do? And they're playing against the Brawl composition, so it's going to be even easier to get a bunch of people in your Flux here. Unfortunately, misses that one.
Only one, but one is still pretty good. Raijin takes out Frozen. No more Doomfist for this fight. They're actually trying to put some pressure on the point and tap, but I mean, with a rocket barrage like that, you don't stand much of a chance here.
Yeah, and this is good too because it allows the ultimate rotation to come through here. Haruhiro actually commits the wall there in some sort of desperation play, and that's not going to be good against this Pharah. You really needed that wall. And Frozen, they're sticking with the Doomfist here. I'm surprised that nobody's actually okay, Haruhiro switches over to Cassidy finally. That's probably why they committed the wall.
You think this Doomfist is going to kill this Pharah?
I think the Cassidy might. Oh, well.
Oh my god, he does! Haruhiro hits like 4 midair shots. Are you serious? Frozen with 2! The Doomfist, he's taking them down. He's taking things into his own hands. The Ninja does get the resurrect. You get to see if Star Platinum can make some magic happen, but with everybody on the point from Epizeuxis, it looks like it's all Ribbons, but Ribbons might be done by Raijin. He's tying them down. That's a pick onto Haruhiro. The Cassidy, such a threat out of the fight in a nano boost and a grappling kill. Frozen's the only one to get a kill right now for Epizeuxis. There's a nano boost of Winston on the battlefield. Have to stop him, but at this point, there's nobody to. And Battalion somehow bring it back.
A nano boosted Winston is probably the most scary thing you can encounter in Overwatch to this day. No longer going to be an option for Battalion, but the barrage is going to be there. And once again, I mean, Frozen switching over to the legs too, to be able to contest that Pharah, but are they going to have enough time to even pick them out of the sky? Doesn't really look like it. Telm goes down, however. Good opportunity for Epizeuxis.
Slide manages to get on the point at the perfect moment. Don't C9 this one. And that's such a good punish to Telm. You know he's going to be playing over aggressive. You take him down. And I think it's a bit of an overcommitment onto the Soldier 76. You could be playing something like a Sombra or May, but I mean, I'll allow it. And Chuzzle's done it. He's on the hog.
He's on the hog. All he needs is the one hook. And if his hooks are anything like his fluxes, we're in for a treat here. Keep your eyes on this player. Wave hello to the camera, Chuzzle, because the world is watching you. All the pressure on you.
Frozen's almost taken down by Telm and Star Platinum, but Star Platinum's not quite close enough to find the kill there. And it's Frozen. He's the first one to get the kill himself. Raijin's out of the fight. You need to win this one. You've been put in a position where your back's against the wall with your Battalion. You felt so confident this whole time, and Haruhiro.
Oh no!
That's a boop. I didn't even notice. You lost your main tank. The timing and window are so threatening, but there's a barrage. It takes out the cast, but nothing more. There's the sound barriers. Want to keep your team alive. You got a backline Lucio. Why not? Nano boost of Roadhog can only live for so long. He's got a little bit of vape, but vape isn't much compared to a giant rocket hammer. And it's just gonna be staggers at this point. Frozen with the nice Helix rocket. Raijin did take out the Baptiste. There's a chance here as Star Platinum takes out the Tracer.
There's a chance.
They might be able to make things last, but Telm is the only one on one. Ninja is there as well, but he's just deleted in a moment. Tactical Visor means that Epizeuxis, despite being down so strong, they're able to take the round.
Getting onto that Soldier 76, actually paying its dividends there because it allows Frozen to stay alive on that point without True needing to pop them off. They could just pop down their own healing area, and they're pretty good to just continue to pepper out damage onto any incoming enemy players. And now we're actually going to be going to fudge. What's this one's called? Garden. There we go. Thank you,
For
Ty.
the first time this series, we're seeing a 6-man mirror.
It's pretty common here on Gardens. Just one of the favorite 6-man spots, to be completely honest with you. And interested to see how this will go because we didn't really see either of these teams play it that much.
It was a little bit from one team, but didn't last very long as the first bubble's used by Golo. A really important tool! Helm, less than half HP. He was reaching double digits for a moment there. He's barely going to be living, and he's taken out finally by Cam's Helix. Well, not Helix rockets, but micro rockets there. And they need to find something big here, and they do! Greninja with the boop onto Golo. No main tanks on either side means that you can bring this back. You're trying to get a boop kill if you can, but you know you're not getting any boops on this comp if you're
Yeah, no control. Oh, and
Maybe if you're
Sushi goes down as well.
Sly with the kill, but Sly is killed by Raijin. Frozen gets another kill himself, and he's about to have this EMP, my dude.
About to have this EMP, which is, you know, something you only need to invest the coalescence into. That's a perfect start here on the side of Epizeuxis here. That could easily lead to a map win right there if you're able to cycle these ultimates effectively. Shuzzle, on the other hand, is going to be looking for this Diva Bomb. I mean, they got staggered. That's what it's called. We got staggered a bit. No big deal. Coming back, only 35%. No rush. Oh, there's an EMP now. And Tome gets melted.
Only one, but you do melt it down, so that's pretty good. Coalescence, that Blossom self-destruct bomb beat everything in the kitchen sink too. Raijin's the only one getting the kills, though, as Cam takes him down and Sly with one as well. This is all Epizeuxis in the battlefield. And even though there's a chance for Battalion, there's a sound barrier shutting down any hope they have. Helm, really closest friendly range, is popping if he's going to try and find something. But Sly with the Lucio diff, just to shut down their hopes and dreams.
Yeah, I mean, that was potentially scrappy for both teams there. Unfortunately, Golo and Sly coming out with their ultimates are going to be able to secure it. And it actually looks like they're going to go for a comp swap with only 30% left. This late, they're going to have to depend so much on this EMP that's coming up for Star Platinum here to find a lot of value that Telm and Raijin can get on this dive.
That is a good one, but it's good from the other side. The ball's hacked, can't do a single thing at all. That's just cleanup if you're Epizeuxis. And it feels like Battalion are on their last legs.
They are on their last leg. There's only 10% left, so unless Greninja can pull out the best Lucio rollout of their careers, there's no way. Telm does touch, and the rest of the team is incoming. They're at a deficit. The hack is going to come onto Telm. Greninja goes down as well. Those are your main two contest people. Yeah, this is done.
There's still a microscopic chance of survival here for Chuzzle. And never mind, no there's not, but...
Emphasis on the micro.
It's an absolutely dominant last match from Epizeuxis to win the series 3-2 against Battalion. Our last season semifinalist taken out by a newcomer. Beautiful, beautiful performance from them.
Oh, Star Platinum getting the Pharah play of the game. Very nice, very nice. Frozen just typing, Rai, why are you so good at Widow? God damn it. You gotta love the respect coming out for these players though, acknowledging the skill, acknowledging you know, you beat us. There's nothing we can say about that. GG's all around, definitely, for sure. Good luck in the rest of the season.
Sly got 6 kills, 6 boop kills. That is astronomical from that guy. I cannot believe that performance from the Lucio there. And honestly, that was so good from Battalion throughout a lot of that series. And even though it felt like they were in control so strong in some points, it's Epizeuxis who were never down in the series actually. Now that they're looking back at it.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good. How do I say this? It was very good fight, all around performance from both teams. But yeah, Epizeuxis coming out when they needed to on some of these maps like Temple of Anubis and making their statement. I mean, especially on
Lijiang or King's Row?
Yeah, Lijiang and King's Row as well. I mean, they're just great performances all around. I honestly didn't know who the heck was going to win this going into map number 5. I felt like it could have been either team, but Epizeuxis just managing to come out. I'm interested to know whether if the indoor map, if Control Center had been picked or as one of the maps,
Yeah, how things might have gone.
how
yeah.
things might have come out differently, because that's a lot more. You could run double shield on that as well and brawl, so definitely would have been interesting to see that map. But Epizeuxis just coming out with the 6-man dominance on that final garden section, so gotta give a lot of props to them.
It's also the adaptation from Battalion, normally such a good quality from them, that ends up getting them killed there. They try and make some comp swaps at the incorrect times on that last map, but for us, it's 11 p.m. For the viewers, it's 11:30. Right now is the time that we choose who do you think is your MVP for the series.
I think I gotta give it to Chuzzle. I think Chuzzle on it was on King's Row. It was on King's Row. He was just Junkertown. He was unstoppable on that map. Easily the reason that they made it so far without playing too much into the double shield, and then Raijin obviously cutting it out as well. And then all the other maps, great diva plays, great Sigma plays all around. I gotta give it to him.
If I could pick it just from one map, I would have given it to Sly for 6 environmental kills.
That was pretty crazy.
But unfortunately, not quite as good on some certain maps. So my pick for the MVP is Cam. We both picked off-tank players. I picked Cam from Epizeuxis. The guy was a freak. Not quite as good as Chuzzle on his peak performance on Junkertown, but so consistent on all of the maps. On Junkertown, he was still excellent. On every map, he was pulling his weight and a little bit extra. He was a freak and a half this series. Just such a good player.
Yeah, for sure, but unfortunately, only one of them stands atop the other for now, at the very least. It's only week 1, obviously, here in the Transcendence tier, and I'm just excited to see what these teams can pull off going into the other weeks and the other stages.
If you're Epizeuxis, you're like, all right, that was a great win for us. Let's keep this momentum going. Let's just roll through our next few weeks. We went against one of our hardest opponents early. Let's just keep this momentum going. If you're Battalion, you're like, all right, it's a week 1 game. That's fine. We went against a pretty rough opponent. We can come back into this. We can just turn it around. It was a map 5, so it's not like we got rolled over. We're still in this for a little while. We can still make some big performances happen.
For sure. And then the good thing about a series like this is that you have so much to look back on now. That you have all this experience to look back on and think and actually sit down, maybe VOD review a little bit and be like, okay, what were the areas that we need to improve on here against Epizeuxis? What were the areas that we were lacking, and what could we do better? So a lot of time for that for them to improve, and that's really what these tournaments are all about, right? It's all just about personal improvement and improving as a team, as a unit.
Yeah, always about getting better, trying to be the best player that you can be. And unfortunately for us, this is all the time that we have tonight. We have been going on for 2 hours. My throat is sore. I was talking a lot. I was having fun, but ouch.
Talking's hard.
Horrible.
Hate it. Just go to sleep with some tape around your mouth and make sure you don't talk for like a week after this. It'll be good. Have some tea.
Exactly.
Nice little calming tea.
So do you have anything else you'd like to say to the viewers at home before we head out?
Actually, yeah. Just a little welcome. I mean, just I'm super excited to be here on Tranquility. Like I said at the beginning, it's my first season, and this looks like a really chill, really inclusive scene here. A lot of lore, obviously, behind. As I'll probably ask for a few pointers for you, but I'm just super excited to see what's happening here. I'm mostly going to be casting the EU matches that are going to be happening on Tuesdays, I believe, every Tuesday at 2 o'clock EST. I'm going to be mostly doing those. So if you want to see what's happening over in the EU branch, which is a brand new portion of Tranquility, if I'm remembering correctly, go ahead and hop in over there and you'll probably find me there.
And also another new person to our team this season is Unfeatured. Thank them and thank Rudy. Thank them both for stopping by and being part of this organization, and thank them for doing as much as they've been doing great for us so far. And just to remind you guys what we've got going for the rest of the week. Tomorrow we have Monarch versus Firefight. I believe a rematch from last season. Two very solid teams. It's going to be a really interesting match. Next week, for EU, it's going to be Apollo versus Asir. Another pretty interesting match. Not.
Oh, you know what?
knowledgeable.
I'll be on that one. I'll be on
You'll be
that
on
one.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see you then. And Harmony next week. NA, Gehenna, Gatekeepers. Pronouncing that wrong. I'm so sorry. Versus Squall. Make sure you guys check out those. But also, next week is going to be the Iris podcast and Predicting Tranquility on after the Iris podcast after that, predicting what's going to happen for this week. And then Thursday will be a featured match after the featured match with the Beat Drop. You know them, you love them. Make sure you guys check them out and have a wonderful rest of your day.
Bye bye.